Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Black Knight satellite, just like I said I would. Now the Black Knight satellite conspiracy theory states that there is an alien spacecraft orbiting Earth, and that NASA has spent years covering up this alien spacecraft that has been orbiting Earth for an unknown amount of time. The exact purpose of the spacecraft and what it's doing being unknown, but this conspiracy theory states that aliens have sent a spacecraft into our orbit, and the US government is trying to cover it up. And we're going to be talking about it. And of course, is it real? Is it not? Well, what do you think? Last videos haven't been real, so this one probably isn't either. And actually, basically all these are kind of debunkable, really. Not even much space to say yes or no. Yeah, just how it is, I guess, this time. Yeah, so let's get on into it. The first alleged account of the Black Knight satellite comes from 1899, when Nikola Tesla was experimenting with early radio, and he ended up tuning into a very strange and weird signal coming from outer space. Now, this strange and weird signal that he ended up tuning into from outer space is more commonly believed nowadays to be a pulsar. Pulsars weren't discovered until 1968, so it makes sense that Nikola Tesla didn't know what he was listening to, because nobody knew about them until then. Now, next account, it comes from 1928, when an amateur radio operator, Jorgen Halls, ended up hearing a very strange, long delayed echoes from outer space. And he didn't know exactly what he was listening to, and he couldn't explain it. It was exactly what he had heard. Now, the next one account is from much later. Now, from February 1960, when Time magazine reported that the U.S. Navy had detected a strange dark object floating around in the atmosphere. And the U.S. Navy believed that this dark object that was in the atmosphere was a Soviet spy satellite. But then it was discovered that this was actually the remains of a Discoverer 8 satellite. And the most famous, well-known account of the Black Knight satellite comes from 1963, when astronaut Gordon Cooper claimed to have seen a unidentified flying object in orbit while on the Mercury 9, and he ended up confirming this with tracking stations who confirmed that there was something else in space. But the thing is, we have no evidence that this actually happened, that he actually saw anything, or that tracking stations actually confirmed, yeah, there's something in space, as NASA's audio transcripts show no report of him claiming to see anything in space, and his personal audio log transcripts show no evidence of this either. Him supposedly just saying there's something in space, and radio tracking stations seeing that. Now, eventually, a little bit later, in 1973, a author known as Duncan Lowen this speculated that the radio signal heard by Jorgen Halls back in 1928 was actually a radio signal from a space probe from aliens, and was 13,000 years old, and which was how old he believed the object that was emitting this radio signal, and that the space probe itself came from a faraway distant star system known as the Epsilon Buddhist star system. Now, the Epsilon Buddhist star system is a real star system that actually does exist, and he claimed that this is where the alleged alien satellite came from. That it was orbiting around the moon, and that it was 13,000 years old, and that it had come from this faraway, distant star system. But a little bit later, afterwards, after he made this claim, he retracted his conclusions and said that he had made outright errors, and that his methods were quote unquote unscientific. So he had said he had figured out that what Halls had heard, and that it was 3,000 years old and from aliens, and it was from far away. But he said himself no. Now, most well-known and iconic photos, one of the few photos we have, come from 1998, when STS-88 was going up to the ISS, International Space Station, and a member of the International Space Station photographed space debris, and this space debris is believed to be a photo of the Black Knight satellite. But the thing is, there's a logical explanation for this. It is not the Black Knight satellite, but rather a thermal blanket which they lost during an EVA. And we know that they did actually lose a thermal blanket, and that it ended up going into space. And no, it's not the Black Knight satellite. Now, there are some photos where it does look less like a thermal blanket and more like something that's actually like a satellite, but that's just, because it's at different angles and, things look different at different angles. But yeah, it's a cool story. I guess that's all I gotta really say. So that was the Black Knight satellite. Now, as our old videos beforehand, it's not a real thing. Just conspiracy theory. I wonder when we'll run across a conspiracy theory that's actually real. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna happen anytime because they're just theories. Not game theories, film theories, or even fashion theory. No, wait, it was style theory, wasn't it? Yeah, it was style theory. Yeah, style theory. And, but yeah, they're just conspiracy theories. And what are we going to cover tomorrow? I don't know. And also, I'm going to try to start posting these a little bit later in the day. Earlier in the day, I mean. I know I keep posting these videos late at night. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I'll post them earlier in the day, in the afternoon, evening at most. I'm a procrastinator. I'm a professional procrastinator. That's what I say. That's my current job occupation right next to student. Procrastinator. Don't make much money procrastinating. But anyways, folks, I'll see you around above 5 next time.